Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Before you continue this video, I'd like to tell you that the second volume of our art book, the Book of Illustrated of Quran, can be ordered right now. You can support us by buying this book for your niece and nephew. Link in the description below. Assalamualaikum.
Of the tactics of shaitan, which really is shown in our current situation in the world today. Look at the global situation, look at the domestic situation. Of the most deadly tactics of shaitan is to break up the Muslim ummah and to cause disunity. Inna shaytana yanzaghu baynahum. Shaitan causes them to break up. Shaitan causes disunity. Our Prophet ﷺ said that unity is from Allah, and furqa or ikhtilaf is from shaitan. Allah Azza wa Jal is mu'allif al-qulub. He brings hearts together. Unity comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it is shaitan who breaks people up. And this is of his most dangerous tactics, because as our Prophet ﷺ said, that the wolf only attacks the lone sheep. When there's a group of sheep, the wolf does not attack. And the reference here is to us being broken up. And we see the current situation without getting into the politics, but you know what is going on across the world. I'm not speaking of any one area. I'm speaking of the entire ummah. Wal-iyadu billah, wallahu musta'an. How much we have been divided. Muslims here, Muslims there. An artificial imaginary boundary. Because of this, they are at war. Because of this, what is happening? And in reality, shaitan is reveling. Allah Azza wa Jalla is the one who combines. Shaitan is the one who breaks up. And we should remember, brothers and sisters, Inna kayda shaitani kana da'ifa. Verily, the plot of shaitan is very, very weak. So, what does the Quran and Sunnah tell us about how we can protect ourselves from shaitan? Just very briefly, some of the main ways we can protect ourselves from shaitan. Of the most important ways to protect ourselves from shaitan is to develop ikhlas in our hearts. To develop sincerity in our hearts. The single most effective tool to protect ourselves from shaitan is to have sincerity. And we develop sincerity by continually doing acts of worship away from the eyes of men. Quran, dhikr, salah, charity, and nobody sees other than Allah. Sincerity is developed. And in the Quran, shaitan himself says that فَلَأُغْوِيَنَّهُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ. I'm going to cause all of them to go astray. إِلَّا عِبَادَكَ مِنْهُمُ الْمُخْلِصِينَ. Except for your servants who have ikhlas. I cannot cause them to go astray. So shaitan himself admits that there's one group I don't have any power over, and they are those who have ikhlas. Also, of the ways we can protect ourselves against shaitan is kathratul dhikr and kathratul isti'adha. Always doing dhikr and always seeking refuge in Allah from shaitan. Allah says in the Quran, anytime you feel the whispering of shaitan, anytime you feel that inclination, fasta'idh billah, innahu huwa as-sami'ul alim. Seek refuge in Allah. Indeed, Allah hears and Allah knows and sees. So, kathratul dhikr. Anytime we enter the restroom, we say, a'udhu billah. Every time we enter the house, we say, bismillah. Every time something happens, we mention the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Mentioning the name of Allah, it diminishes the ego of shaitan, and it causes shaitan to flee. Where Allah is mentioned, where the adhan is raised, where the Quran is recited, shaitan flees from that house. As the Prophet said, shaitan runs away from the house where Surah Al-Baqarah is recited. So lots of dhikr, and of course Quran is the best dhikr. And of course in that hadith as well, in the beautiful hadith in Sunan At-Tirmidhi, where a lady was on her camel and the camel reared backwards, and the lady said, La'natullahi ala shaitan. Shaitan's la'na should be because he caused this camel. So the Prophet ﷺ said, don't say this, because when you say it, shaitan's ego becomes so big, he becomes bigger than the house. Rather, just say Bismillah. Mention Allah's name. And when you mention Allah's name, shaitan shrinks till he becomes smaller than an atom. So here's an interesting point. To blame shaitan for something of the natural world without seeking Allah's refuge, without overcoming it. So Yusuf, for example, mentioned a past incident, and then he's using it to mend with his brothers. That's fine. Shaitan caused me and my brother to fight. We're not going to fight anymore. That's something of the past, and you're throwing shaitan's effect away. But in this incident, she is attributing something to shaitan and the incident happened. So Shaytan feels, oh, I am the one that's being blamed, and he likes it now. In this world, his ego becomes big. This is different than Yusuf, because Yusuf alayhi salam blamed Shaytan, then he got rid of Shaytan's effect. Because of Shaytan, we're fighting, we're not going to fight anymore. So understand the difference between the two. So in this case, the lady blamed Shaytan and then stopped right there. And Shaytan, the Prophet said, when you blame him like that, and you don't overcome it, then you make his ego very big. Don't do that. Just say, Bismillah. Mention Allah's name, and his ego will become almost non-existent. He will disappear. So the point being, again, what is the second point? Is always doing dhikr. Our Prophet ﷺ said that dhikr basically is a hisnun hasin. It is a protected fortress that protects you from shaitan. So we mentioned number one, ikhlas, and that means lots of personal good deeds. Number two, all types of dhikr, isti'adha, dua, Quran, all types of dhikr. And the final point that we will mention is to stick with other Muslims, to have good companionship, to always be in the company of the righteous. Because when you are cut off from righteous people, when you're all alone, then shaitan finds it easier to cause you to slip. Whereas when you're always around Muslims, and that's why the masjid is so important, Jumu'ah is so important, coming for the salawat as much as you can, Isha or Fajr is so important, because you're surrounding yourself with righteousness, and that is a type of fortress that protects you from shaitan. When you're away from the Muslims and righteous Muslims, then shaitan is able to attack more and more. And that is why, again, our Prophet ﷺ mentioned that shaitan attacks the lone wolf. And he also literally, physically, he told the Muslims to be together when he entered the masjid and he saw everybody sitting in a corner. And he said, why are you split up this way? This is the way of Jahiliyyah. Come together, for Allah's mercy comes when the people are together. Means if you're not together, then Allah's mercy is not going to come that easily, and so shaitan has better access to you. So even physically, he wanted the Muslims and the Sahabas to sit together. How much more so hearts-wise? How much more so being together unity-wise? So all of these are some of the tactics that our Quran and Sunnah has told us to protect ourselves from shaitan.